and feed-in tariff models have been important drivers of the adoption and decentralization of renewable energy across Europe. They have enabled people not only to generate and use their own energy, but also to sell it and get a financial benefit from it. However, a real decentralized energy transition needs more mechanisms for citizens' participation. For this reason, the Renewable Energy Directive 2 establishes that all citizens are entitled to generate, self-consume, sell, store, or share energy within their communities. Unfortunately, this directive hasn't been sufficiently transposed in all state members. This situation is imposing barriers to energy communities, and it is holding off the implementation of energy sharing, which is today the most suitable mechanism to move towards a social and inclusive energy transition. To discuss a bit more about energy sharing, we have invited Mr. Höhne from the Austrian energy cooperative OurPower, who will give us his insights on how energy sharing can be implemented within energy cooperatives. Mr. Höhne is co-founder and the CEO of OurPower. He has long-standing experiences in the field of renewable energy and power business. OurPower is a newly created cooperative that aims to create a peer-to-peer energy market, with everybody, even small self-generators, get access to the energy market and sell electricity to their friends, neighbors, all over Austria. They provide access to everybody as established in the Green Energy Package. Welcome, Mr. Höhne. To start, I want to ask you, to what extent is the concept of energy sharing implemented in the Austrian energy law?
Energy law, or the new energy sharing in the Austrian energy law, is not so relevant. And concerning the energy law, we can say, yes, it is ambitious and very promising, but only recently really gone into force. But it has one big downside from the perspective of OurPower, because it defines energy communities on the merely technical point, meaning that generators and consumers must be connected to the same local grid and then can share electricity. We think that in order to really activate people and citizens to really take ownership, as the Clean Energy Package says, of the energy transition, we have to make it as easy as possible. So concerning the law, I can say, yes, it is, in comparison with other member states, really ambitious and promising. But we have to really work hard to make all these obstacles on the technical side or prevent them from becoming really big barriers. And therefore, OurPower is focused on offering the possibility to becoming part of a peer-to-peer marketplace to everybody, independently from the legal connection of energy communities, but of course providing all the benefits. If there is a legal energy community with technical closeness, then we can of course provide this as well as OurPower.
Now I would like to ask you, how is OurPower implementing energy sharing projects, and what have been the impacts of those projects?
I mean, OurPower is only 1 year in the market, and therefore we have more plans than already successes to talk about. But probably I tell the story of one of our main and even co-founders, which is a small wind farm in the north of Upper Austria, where more than or nearly 20 years ago, around 100 people from the region invested into windmills, and the windmills got their feed-in tariffs for 15 years. And after that, 5 further years, they were in the market, just getting the exchange rates or the tariffs from the exchange, from the power exchange, meaning around 3 or 4 or even less than 3 cents per kilowatt hour. And 2 years ago, they had the thing that they had to reinvest to get a new permission. We knew that permission to operate the windmills, and with around 3 cents per kilowatt hour, they couldn't even pay the refurbishment needed. So they had to decide to scrap the 2 windmills and stop generating, or to find another revenue stream. And therefore they became co-founders of OurPower. And today the windmill sells their electricity via the OurPower marketplace. More than 400 customers all over Austria buy a share of their electricity from this wind farm. Spörbichel is the name in Upper Austria. And that's why we called ourselves OurPower. It's not only the technical power in terms of kilowatt hours and kilowatts, but also the societal, the personal power of we as a people, we as a community.
Thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think that energy communities in Europe can learn from your experience in the field of energy sharing? Please.
Thanks for this question. I mean, number one is start at home, find your own home turf, like the example of Spörbichel, where the community is already strong, cohesion is there, and credibility and trust is there. This is the only way you can start and find the first customers. The second thing is legal regulation is already there in most European member states that allow free electricity markets. So you don't need to wait for a new law coming, but try to invest in whatever is possible now. And the third thing is you have to be the master of the know-how. You have to be as competent as possible to advocate for changing law and improving the legal basis. But start from the beginning. Don't wait. Don't fight against anything else.
The experiences of OurPower help us to emphasize 2 very important aspects of the energy transition. First, that the consumer has to be at the center of this process as established by the RED II. Second, that the energy transition should include everyone, which means that non-discriminatory conditions for individuals and communities need to be in place. For this, the implementation of enabled regulatory frameworks is fundamental. Such frameworks should include access to finance and information, the removal of unjustified barriers, a fair, appropriate, and transparent cost-sharing mechanism, and in general, an equal and non-discriminatory treatment for consumers and communities. Thank you for watching this video.